to our channel Uncodeit. Now in this video we'll examine the Android Studio project structure and understand the key concepts in detail. So when we start a new project in Android Studio, it will automatically create a lot of files and folders for us, which is a good thing. Now let's look at their functionalities and meanings. A new project automatically opens in the Android project view, which is right in front of you once the build functions or the procedure gets completed. Now the Android project view shows all the build files at the top level of the project hierarchy under the Gradle scripts, which is these. And each project module appears as a folder at the top level of the project and contains primarily three elements at the top level, which says Java, Manifest, and the rest. Now starting with the first folder, which says Manifest, it contains only one file, which is Android manifest.xml. Now let's just open it by double clicking on this file. Now when you double click on this file, this kind of XML appears on a screen. Now Android manifest.xml is one of the most important file in the Android project structure. It contains information of the package, including components of the application such as activities, services, broadcast receivers, content providers, etc. And just for the information, if you are hearing these terms for the first time, I'll be covering these in my future videos. Now, it performs some most important tasks, such as it is responsible to protect the application to access any protected paths by providing the permissions, which you can add by inserting this tag uses permission, and here you'll get to see a lot of permissions which you can add by tapping this, and that's it. The permission has been added. It also declares the Android API that the application is going to use. It lists the instrumentation classes. The instrumentation classes provides profiling and the other information. So overall this is a very important file, and also you can set the application attributes such as icon to the application label. What kind of icon do you want? Do you want to allow the backup or not? How what kind of theme you want to set for the application, and each time you create a new activity it automatically gets inserted over here and other sort of thing. And this will be running this into detail in our future videos, because this will be used most of the times, in fact every time I say. Now second folder comes the Java. Now the Java folder contains the Java source code file of the application organized into packages. We can have more than one package in Android application. So right now we just have one package called com.uncode.timefinder, which is the main folder which contains the activity. Now similarly you can have more by right clicking new, and you can just have package, and you can have main.java in this. Okay, and you can say services, and so as soon as you click, another package gets inserted, inside which you can introduce another thing, test class, bingo, and all the source files of the activities and services go into this folder. So next in line comes the rest folder, where all the external resources for the application such as images, layout, XML files, strings, animation, audio files, etc. are stored. Now the subfolder has the drawable folder at the very first step, and this folder contains a bitmap file to be used in the program. Now there are different folders to store drawables. They are drawable LDPI, MDPI, HDPI, and XDPI. Now these folders are to be provide alternative image resource to specific screen configuration. The LDPI, MDPI, and the HDPI stands for the high density, medium density, and the low density screens respectively, and the resources for each screen resolutions are stored in respective folders, and the Android Studio will choose it accordingly to the pixel density of the device. Now I know that you are not able to see the different density folders in this view, And so I'll be switching the view to the project view where you can see all the folder. For the meanwhile, let's just get into the introduction of these folders which are visible in this view. And the layout file, it contains the XML files that define the user interface of the application. So I've already opened this file in my window, which says main activity underscore main. Now this has to be in lowercase, and you cannot use the uppercase while naming this activity, otherwise it will throw you an error. Now in this you can add a lot of components either by just drag and drop or by coding. So the next one folder is Mipmap. The Mipmap folder is used for placing the app icons only. Now in this folder you cannot place any other icons. Any other drawable assets should be placed in the relevant drawable folders as before. Then comes the values. Now XML files that define simple values such as strings, arrays, integers, colors, styles are placed in these folders. So in strings, whenever you want to have a default string, then you can have all the string named or predefined into this file, and you can use the instances or the key defined for those strings directly into your project structure. Now coming back to the different view, so there is another view called the project view. Now this is more of a traditional view which is used in Android Studio. Now I was talking about the files which is present inside app, source, main, Java, res. Now here's the thing which I was talking about: the HDPI, MDPI, XHDPI, double XHDPI, and triple XHDPI. So this contains the respective resolution images, launcher images which will be used by your application. Now in this project view you can see there are some extra folders inserted which was not available in this Android view. So what are these folder exactly mean? So .idea folder, if you have ever used the Eclipse, now Eclipse uses project.properties files for project specific metadata. Now here in Android Studio, this .idea does the same thing. This means this folder contains the settings for the development environment, which is Android Studio. Then comes the build source folder. Inside source you have test, main, and all the resource files. Source files which you saw was present under the Java. Then comes the Gradle folder. Now Gradle folder contains all the build system jar wrapper found. The jar is how Android Studio communicates with the Gradle installed in Windows or Mac. So this is the background thing, and all other external libraries are present inside the Gradle, where you can just pull down the dependencies and directly use the component inside your project structure. So I hope this video should give you an overall background of this project, how project structure, how to use it, what kind of elements are present inside each folder. Now going ahead with the videos, I'll be explaining these whenever we'll be working on these each and every file systems and the folders. Till the time, bye bye, happy coding.